Good morning, it's me. I'm back. I'm Stephanie Flath, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here to stamp with you today. And unfortunately, my computer isn't coming up yet, so let me know when you're on, and I will let you know when I have my computer up. It's coming up. So I'm excited to stamp with you today. I'm going to teach you a technique. Maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't, but I was just taught it recently. So we're going to do a technique. All right, so I'm going to refresh my screen. It's open now, and then I can see comments. So how many of you are actually stamping with me today? Let me know if you are, because I'll keep track of you as we go. It's still coming up. Just a sec. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Terry. I know you're not stamping with me, Terry. Work and all. It just gets in the way of so many things. So I'm still going to do my randomizer first, and I'm going to hi Marcia. I know you're stamping with me. I saw that. I'm still going to do my randomizer first so I can give away the cards that I made last week, and then after that I'll get started on our technique. So I'll tell you right now while we're waiting for people to get on. Hi, Jamie. Are you stamping with me today? Did you get your stuff ready? What about you, Marlene? Good morning, by the way. Hi, Dina. So the technique that I'm going to be showing is called twisted ribbon. So it's sort of, let's see. Should we call it good job, Dina. Can't stamp with you today, but will on Monday. Today is food prep day for camping. Ooh, fun. So what I'm going to be teaching you today is twisted ribbon, and I've not seen it before until, well, I might have seen it on projects. I don't really know, but okay, sounds good. But it was a new technique to me, and I thought it was cool, and I hadn't done mystery stamping in a long time. So I don't know if I said this already, and even if I did, you might not all have been on here. So unlike the mystery stamping that I've done in the past, I am showing my hand, so I'm not like totally keeping it secret from you guys, because it's it can be confusing. Oh, thanks for sharing already. It can be confusing enough even just while you're doing it, like placement of things and whatever. So it's an important one to see the person's hands. Even like when I was in person doing it with my team, we struggled a little bit, and so it was much easier when I learned with I learned from Cindy Pratt. She had been on demo console with me. Hi, Nancy. Good luck on the oil change. I had learned from Cindy Pratt. She had asked me to join her on a Zoom team live because yesterday On Stage opened, and so I love going. My team loves going. We like a fun road trip, and so we talked about it, and so she showed it, and so we could see her hands, so that was much more helpful. So we're going to be doing that today. Okay, so I have a few of you on here, so I'm going to get going, and first I'm going to do my randomizer. So anybody who might be new, my randomizer is how I give away the projects that I made last time. Almost all of the projects that I actually make, I give away. Sometimes it doesn't work out. Seems like there was one that I didn't give away for some reason. Hi, Janet. Are you stamping with me today, or are you just watching? Anyway, so what you need to do to be able to win my projects that I make is to share this video, and then make sure that you come back and tell me that you shared it here, because I can't tell when you do. Sometimes I'll see one show up in my newsfeed, but I don't always see it. Okay, so my randomizer is set. I have 3 cards to give away from last time. I used the Wonderful World bundle, which is a celebration item. Remove winners after they draw. My computer's still being slow. Okay. So I'm starting my... Man, my computer's just delaying. Jamie, you won again. Jamie Rose, you're my first winner today. I'm really sorry, I have a stack of cards that I need to send out. They're all there and labeled this time. Where's my curse? There it is. Okay. Sorry. Computer struggles today. All right, pick another name and start. Marcia. Congratulations, Marcia Hill. I forget sometimes that there's other Marcias on here. Okay, and one more name and start. Deanna, you're my last winner today. Okay. All right, so I got my names down, done with my randomizer, and can go back to seeing comments. So sorry. Yes, more Happy Mail. Okay, so I already sent you, or I posted everywhere, my blog, Facebook. Yes, I meant Jamie Rose. Sorry, I forget there's more Jamies too. I hadn't seen the other Jamies show up yet, and yes, Jamie Rose. Okay, so I sent you all the supplies that you need. If you are watching and you don't have supplies, you can always go back and watch the video later and do it with me. But I'm not sharing. Oh, gotcha. You assumed correctly, Jamie. I'm not sharing supplies right now because if you don't have them ready right now, it's too late. You'll need to watch later. So I will be able to see comments like usual while I'm stamping. So if you have questions or need me to slow down, let me know. Otherwise, I'll probably start and stop at different times. So I'm going to put you down so you can see what it is that I'm using. And of course, you know that I'm going to want you to share your project. So you can share on this feed if you would like, you know, in the comments here. But also, I'll want you to go to my Dazzled by Stamping community so that you can share there, because everybody can see there better. It will show up better. So anyway, so I'm gonna put you down. Need my magic wand on backwards, upside down, and I'm gonna put you down. Okay, so an important thing that you're gonna need today is your silicone mat. It will be helpful. Another important thing, there are many important things that you need. Another thing you need is either grid paper or a ruler. A ruler will work just fine. I actually saw somebody use their paper trimmer to do it, but I'm not going to confuse you with that. But you definitely need ruler, pencil, silicone mat. And the first thing that we're going to be dealing with is our piece of white cardstock that is that's skinny. It's the 2 inches by 5.5. I think that's the measurement that I gave you. If I told you a different width, it's not a problem. It's the length that matters and whatever. So, and then your pencil. So everybody that is stamping with me have those things: your grid paper, pencil, and this long piece of white cardstock. Everybody ready? I'm gonna get this out of the way a minute. I'm gonna pull this up so I can see it and you can see it. Is my computer just being slow again? Marcia's ready. Okay, once I see the first ready, unless somebody says, wait, I'm just gonna get going so I don't have to watch for all of you, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're going to mark off the full length on both sides of this cardstock at 1/2 inch marks, okay? So the easiest way to do that is to put it either next to your ruler or on your grid paper, and am I on here? And mark it a 1/2 inch, and actually it's even easier if you, oops, I'm causing myself problems here. Okay, so mark off at a 1/2 inch. I moved it, so now I gotta line it back up. Mark off at a 1/2 inch, and then go up to the other end and mark it a 1/2 inch. And you're gonna do that all the way along both sides. You just need a little tick mark, and we're gonna be covering these so we don't have to go back and erase them or anything like that. So we're gonna go all the way down, and if you measured it correctly, I don't know how many tick marks you'll have, but they'll be 1/2 inch ladder all the way down. Can you see this? So tell me when you have that ready. Now you can do it on one side and then go around and do it on the other side, but I saw somebody else's thing and they did it on both sides at the same time. So this is the first step of our twisted ribbon. So tell me when you have your tick marks done, because I'm just gonna wait. I'm not gonna get ahead for this part because this is the most important part. Now, I'm showing you this with this length and 1/2 inch lines. You can, if you prep for it differently, you can have a different length of cardstock. You can have different widths of these, I'll call them rungs. Okay, Marcia's ready, so we're gonna go with that. And then your strips will need to be that width. So you can do different things, but we're going with the 1/2 inch thing. Okay, now I'm doing it a little bit differently than I had done it for my team. And we're going to, now you need your strips, all of your designer paper strips. So I grabbed, I'm using ones from Wonderful World again. I just saw it there, I thought the patterns would be good for this. So you want 2 patterns, and I don't think, no, it's not the back. Look at them and decide which of them is sort of the plainer pattern. So I'm going to be working with my stripes here as opposed to this busier, these flowers. I want the flowers to be more prominent, so we're going to work with them separate. So decide which one that is less busy or less, that you want to see a little bit less of. And then what we're going to be doing, okay, watch me for the first one, and then you can start, because the placement of the first one, again, is important. And I might just, I'm going to come down a little bit more. Okay, so I need my silicone mat, and I'm putting my adhesive on this first strip. Now, I think I had taught my team a little bit differently, which made it hard. A good way to start out is we're going to line up the top edge of this first strip. We're going to go across this, am I on camera for it? Across this corner, and we're going to line it up with this first tick mark on the other side. So You're covering the corner just barely. Everything has to be just barely. You need to do it perfectly. I mean, somewhat perfectly. All of these are going to end up being parallel. If you don't know what parallel is, you'll see in a minute. Okay, so here is the first step. So the top is covering this corner, and the top on this side is covering the first tick mark. Does that make sense? So that's your first one. That's your first start. And we're going to keep going from there. So I'm going to wait for a few seconds and then assume that you have it ready. So that's the first one. While I'm waiting, I'm going to put adhesive on my next one. When I had originally shown this to my team, I told them to put the adhesive on all of them, and I'm just not going to do that this time. You may only need 6 of these, but I had you cut 7. So that's my first one. Marcia, are you ready to keep going with the next one? Do you have it lined up well? So this is something that you could do with this skinny of strips. You definitely want a smaller pattern. If you didn't read that in the, did you just say ready? Yeah, okay. You definitely want a smaller pattern, so then you have more that shows up here. Now we're going to keep going down, and we're going to go down to the next tick that we see on the left side and the next tick that we see on the right side. And I must have covered this one up a little bit too much or something, because it doesn't look parallel exactly. If you get it on here in a little bit wrong place, then twist it to try to pull it off, because it will come off easier. Okay, now see how they're parallel? Parallel, if you don't know what parallel means, it's like 2 railroad tracks that never touch. They're equal distance from each other all the way across. So then I'm going to keep going all the way down until I have all the tick marks covered. They're exactly the same distance apart. Maybe my first one was a little off. So I'm just going to keep going with this first design. So you do that too. Can you see? Whoops. I lifted my hand before I pressed it down. Can you see how I'm sort of making this, it's like an angled ladder a little bit? The rungs are even. Okay, at the bottom, so I'm getting to the bottom now. I have one last tick mark showing on the left, and then again I'm lining up the top of my other side with that bottom corner. Okay, so this is how it looks on the front. Yellow, I guess, isn't a very good color to show on camera. I forgot about that. And this is how it looks on the back. So yes, there's a lot of cardstock that's off on the back here, on the bottom, but this is how it looks. So I'm going to assume that you're almost done and just show you, just keep going with this step, because this step isn't, it's important, but you'll be able to see it even if you're still working. So the next step, once you have all of your rungs on here, so I actually only ended up using 6 of them. I didn't use my, excuse me, my 7th. Okay, good. Now, it's really, some people don't do it this way, but it makes it much easier for lining up. If you flip it over and you cut off any designer paper that you can see. So we're cutting off, so we only see the white cardstock. So I'm just making sure that my snips are flush with the cardstock. I'm just pitching these. I didn't do that one very well. So we're doing it all 4 sides if there's any there to cut. No, it looks like I really only have to cut on 3 sides. But in case yours is angled off it a little bit differently or something. Like I said, this isn't a step that everybody does right now, but it will help you for lining up the second part. So I'm going to cut down here and then cut this off. There. Okay, so I'm clean on the front. Just have a little bit showing at the bottom here. I'm clean on the front, clean on the back. All I see is white on the back. That's all you should see. Everything should be trimmed off so that you just have your long rectangle from it. So let me know when you're ready, because again, that's another important step. Tell me when you're all trimmed, and then we'll move on to the next one. So if you can't tell, this is yellow. It's so annoying that this washes out so much. I forgot that part. The next part will not look so washed out. Get a quick swig while I'm waiting. It helps having nice pointy scissors. Marcia's ready. So Deanna, I hope you are too, because I've just been going by Marcia being ready. Okay, so we're gonna watch this next one again before. Hi Kathy. Watch this next one again before we before you start placing yours. So we're gonna start at the top again where we had started before, and this time, I think the easiest way is to, you're going to, I don't know how to describe it with words, sorry. We're going to line this up with the first one that we had done last time, and then we're going to put the bottom of it across this top corner, okay? So we're going to be crossing our, they need to, the strips need to meet up at this, where they touch. So it looks like it's a folded ribbon. Does that make sense? I'm going to do another one, and so you'll see what I mean, hopefully. Sorry, sometimes my words don't work. All right, so I'm covering this up on the next strip, and then marking at the top of the one above. Does that make sense? So I'm going to keep going now. Am I on camera? Okay. Sorry, I had to dip my cam down so you guys could see better. So I'm covering this up. Both of the edges of my strip are touching here, and then going to the top of this one. So again, all of these are going to be parallel because we're lining up right on the ones that we already placed. So for those of you who aren't stamping with me but might want to come back and stamp, if you didn't read in the list of instructions, you're going to want designer paper that's a little bit smaller print. Like, I was considering using, this might help you, I was considering using cottage gingham is what it's called. And I don't know if you have it or not, but it's a pretty big gingham, and so you would sort of lose the design trying to do it on here. So now we have the same piece going all the way down diagonally the other way. So again, they're all parallel. The ends meet in each of the designs meet on the ends. And again, we only use 6, but sometimes if you do it differently for this. You might need the 7. So that was a just in case thing. So now that I have that done, I'm just going to keep going because it's the same thing. You're going to flip it over and trim off all the designer paper that you see on the back. Just going flush with the rectangle piece of cardstock. So a reminder, this technique is called twisted ribbon. Once I'm done with this, I actually did make a few more samples to show you. And also, I'm going to ask Cindy, my friend Cindy, if I can post her samples too, because she did send them to me after we were done stamping together. It was sort of fun to be part of her team meeting. We had a team stamping night, and okay, so here's my twisted ribbon. So it's all trimmed on the back, and it looks like I have folded ribbon going across the front of this. Hi, Marcia. I have to watch replay later on my way out. Okay, sounds good. Get your supplies ready so you can stamp with me when you watch it. All right. So, Deanna and Marcia, are you ready? So you know that I definitely want you sharing what it is that you make. Because it makes me happy. Yeah, isn't it pretty? I like it too. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to grab the piece of cardstock that is coordinating, that is just a little bit bigger than the ribbon. Excuse me, so I think it's 2.5 by 5.5. No, 2.25 by 5.5. And we're just going to put this together on here. So we have a border behind it. Yeah, it's fun. So the start is really important. I struggled with it. You might need to come back and watch it again rather than just trying to do it on your own, because when I went to teach it to my team after watching Cindy do it, I don't know, it's just different. We just had to use our words and it didn't work out very well. And I forgot how I got it started. So anyway, so now we're going to put it on a card base. And so the rest of it is just sort of designing the rest of the card the way that you want. So, well, yeah, if you start and stop as you go, it will help you. Rather than watching and redoing it. Okay, so I'm just going to keep going because at this point it's just you deciding what you want to do. I had oh, here it is. Okay, so what I'm going to do for my focal point, I told you to have a focal point ready. It can be, Cindy's used to using a lot of dies, and she actually die cut. Oh, sorry. She actually die cut. Thanks, Dina. Like her centerpieces and whatever, but I just wanted to use stamps for the most part. So I actually die cut a rectangle here, and I'm using the one of the stamps that I used. It's from Wonderful World, and this time I decided to color it with markers. So this technique, if you've not seen it before, doesn't work very well on photopolymer. They just don't work well like this, but the red rubber, this works well. So what I'm doing is I'm coloring directly on my stamp, and I shouldn't have to take too long to do this. The first time that you do it, it's a little bit of work because you have to get enough on there. But I still sort of have some color, and I didn't clean it from when I was playing last night. So this is Pear Pizzazz, which is the color of my card base that I have. And this is Rich Raspberry, which is also in that designer paper. Thank you for sharing, Marlene. So I'm trying to be careful so that I don't get where the green is, but otherwise I'm just quickly trying to color the rest of this. Now, whenever you do this technique, you have to re-wet it. You can't just color like this and then stamp immediately. You'll need to do what's unfortunately called huffing. You have to use your hot breath, not like, you can't blow on it like you're blowing out a candle. You have to like heave. I don't know how else to explain that. Because you need the moisture from your breath, not just air. So I put it up to my mouth, and I'll do it kind of close to the camera so you can hear it. Put it up to my mouth and then I can stamp on here. Especially with larger stamps. It definitely, it's in your bathroom too. Oh yeah, my color. Yes, it is my Rich Raspberry bathroom. Okay, so here are my flowers. This is a little bit more work adding 2 different colors, you know, for the stems, whatever. That's why I did the easier techniques last week where I was using just 1 color. But it looks really pretty like this. Now, this is kind of a bold thank you, but I wanted something a little bit bold because I wasn't sure how well it would show up. I just put a cushion under here because I'm about to use photopolymer. So this thank you is from I keep forgetting the name of the stamp set. Just a sec. I have it up. Where'd it go? Charming Sentiments. Finally, I found it. Okay, so I'm putting this thank you right at the bottom here. That is big and bold, but I didn't want something really fine, and that's what I came up with. So for this one, oh, I do want to use dimensionals, and of course I didn't pull those out. They're buried here somewhere. Mini. Here's some. I feel like I find a different pack every time. These are actually from a paper pumpkin, but it's what I found quickly. So I'm putting dimensionals on here. Oh, wait, you know what? I don't want to do that. I had a different idea. Just a sec. I forgot to pull my brush out. I forgot that I had a perfectly shaped oh, now I can't find my ink pad. Sorry, just a second. There it is. Okay. Okay, I'm switching up. I'm not using my dimensionals on here because I stamped this last night and I have this perfectly shaped frame and I wanted to use it. So, oops. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to color it because I thought it would look good that way. So I'm just going to use my blending brush. And just add some color. I like how it's darker on the stitched part because there's like a difference in I don't know, level? I don't know what to call it. Okay. Thanks for sharing, Jamie, if I didn't say that already. Okay, so I have this ready. I need my cushion out now. I don't need that anymore. And now I need this back. Because I did not think ahead. I wasn't even thinking about this. And I need my adhesive on this piece. And if I had known that I was going to do this, I would have used my adhesive sheet, at least around the edges, so that I didn't have to get adhesive all over the place. I'm just trying to get it onto this frame. Okay, so I have this ready. Oops, wrong one. I have this ready. Now, I remember making a card sort of using this technique before. And what I want to do, I'm going to turn this a little bit. Turn this a little bit. There. So I didn't want the dimensionals because I wanted to be able to tuck them both under each other or over each other. And then I don't think that I want those. I want these. So these are iridescent rhinestones. So I'm going to put a big one down here because it's sort of plain. And then I want a small one up here and a small one down here. And here's my card. Sort of different looking. This rich raspberry should have been darker, but it's not. Okay, so I'm going to put you guys up, and I'm going to show you the card I just made so you can see it better, and then also some other samples that I did. And so here I go. I'm going to upside down you, put you backwards again, and lift you. Okay. So here is my card that I made. So this right here is the twisted ribbon. So if you are just, thank you. If you're just joining me, make sure that you go back to the beginning of the video, and I made this twisted ribbon part with you. So find my supplies. I have it posted on my blog. I have it posted on my Facebook page. It says Mystery Stamping. It has everything that you need to be able to do this. So here's the one that we just made, or I just made. Then this is one that I made. By the way, I told you this was Wonderful World. This one is using True Beauty and now I have to look at the design paper. I can't find it. What is the name of that? Awake with Beauty, Aware. I can't think of that word. This one, this is the one that we did with my team at my team meeting. This is Mary Merlot, and and that's the color that's in this pack. Does anybody remember the name of that? I need to look it up. Awake, Aware, Awash. Awash with Beauty designer paper and True Beauty stamp set. Thank you, Marcia. The designer paper says that it's rich raspberry. No, it says that it's Mary Merlot, and that's what I used, but probably would have worked a little bit better with rich raspberry. This is actually stamped off once and twice before I got to this. So Mary Merlot is definitely a dark color. So that's one. Now here's one. Cindy gave me this idea too. This is one with it turned sideways, and this is He's All That. No, I didn't even use the stamp set. I only used the designer paper. Just a sec. Let me find the name of it again. He's the Man designer paper. this is perfect for it because, well, I'm gonna show you what's left over. I popped them all out because they get everywhere. So 2 of the sheets of the He's the Man designer paper, or no, yeah, He's the Man designer paper, are die cut pieces. So these are perfect for your focal point with this technique. I didn't show you all the pieces. That's just what was left over when I popped them all out. So here's this card again. So there's no stamping on this at all. It's just the designer paper, and then this also is the designer paper. It's would be perfect for like if you're camping, if you're a scrapbooker. So there's that one. Now this one, so I told you that Cindy said you can do different widths of your strips. You can do different widths or lengths of your, yeah, I liked that one also, the masculine one. You can do different widths or lengths of your base that you make your tick marks on. And so she showed one where it was pretty much the full card, and she used 3/4 inch strips rather than the 1/2 inch. And so this is what I came up with that design. So this is, it's a little bit different when you do this because you may not end up with like it may not go all the way to the end like we did on the one that we just did. So you'll sort of have to see, do I need to cover up a corner yet so it still looks even or whatever. So anyway, this is 3/4 inch, and my card base is, the white is 4 inch by 5 1/4. So this is the, oh, and can you see, I put this metallic mesh ribbon. Yeah, you can do whatever you want. You can just have it be a little tiny, you can have it be the focal piece if you wanted, probably with a little words on it. Yeah, it's lots of fun. So I'll see if there's one that she did. I mean, Cindy's samples are just awesome, but there's one that she did that I love. It uses I was starting to say, this uses the Hues of Happiness designer paper, but it's the fine, it's just a more fun print. I used it for a different card this month. But she used the Hues of Happiness with all the pretty flowers, and then die cut the pretty flowers for her focal point too. That was really pretty. So I'll ask her if she minds if I'll probably have to watermark it for her, because I don't think she sent it to me watermarked. She just sent it to me. So anyway, I hope you had fun with this technique. I had fun learning it. And so make sure that you take a picture of what you end up making, or maybe you make more than one and you send those. You can comment that in here in this page, or Dazzled by Stamping Community. I'll post at least one of mine today, even though I don't usually show my close-ups until tomorrow. I'll post at least one so I get a thread started, or the concept started. So one reminder that I want to tell you is celebrations going on through the end of the month. We have more options that you can choose, and if you want the hippos, the dies specifically, you need to get them soon, because they're not going to last. Well, I'm glad I made your oil change fun, Nancy. So make sure that you do that. Also, this isn't for a couple weeks yet, but we're going to be opening up registration for the next retreat before the end of the month. So I want to do it before I leave for backstage. I'm going to New Orleans. So the last Wednesday in the month, I will not be live. I will be in the air, probably. So, anyway, retreat is opening up soon, so just letting you know that. That's all that I can think of right now. So thank you for joining me today. Make sure that you share my video, share what you make, and I will share what I make too. So thanks for joining me. Have a great day, and I'll see you next week. Bye.